What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of You Guessed It, You Can't Make This BS Up. This is your host, Joel Davis. I hope everybody is trying to stay warm with this winter vortex that is taking shape from the Midwestern part of the United States of America all the way to the East Coast of the United States of America. And please believe, I'm in the southeastern part of the U.S. and we have not gotten any type of ice-like temperatures yet, but we should supposed to be getting some in the next couple of days. So I am so sorry for the late recording. I meant to record earlier, but my problem is that I did record last night, well actually yesterday morning, and the recording was not up to par because your boy was very tired and I was falling asleep in the middle of the recording. And y'all know I want to give y'all the best of the best. So that is why I decided to take my time and do it the right way. Before I get started on today's story, I want to give a major shout out to everyone that has been supporting my podcast. Man, I tell you, man, it is amazing to see, especially my boy Willie off of Melanated Mysteries and Miss Tiffany Green over there. My boy, Not My Brother's Keeper. A black podcast about black men who kill. I love when he do that. Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate him for promoting my work, along with Miss Renee Davis off of Melanated Mayhem. And I also want to thank my other people that always share me, Sip a Red Rum. Definitely check them out. Heart Garbage, my people, Buddha Rat over there, and the lovely lady, I keep forgetting her name, please don't kill me, but the lovely host over there. I'm going to say it like that because I don't want to butcher nobody's name. And I also want to say the infamous ones, they always show me love over there as well. And Big Nor and Nor Tales, both of those podcasts always show me love. Just want to say thank you guys. And not to mention Anthony over Bitch I Can't, always show me love. So those guys, check them out. Black podcast that really gets it in, trying to give you what you need when it comes to the genre of black true crime. Y'all know over here we do all true crime. We cover it all, but I do cover a majority of black true crime because that myth always has to be expelled that yes, there's no such thing as black folks don't do certain crimes. We do as much crime as everybody else. So before I get into today's current topic and story, I got a few little housekeeping things to share with you guys. First is good news and then housekeeping. Good news is that I've finally taken my time with changing jobs, finally found a job that actually will work with my schedule, that I have decided to start working on my music along with my podcast. So there will be an EP coming out. Hopefully, I'm doing this all independently. We're trying to have the EP released by the second week of February. Have that release date coming. The EP is going to be called Midnight Static. I already got a couple of songs off the EP released already. I'm going to let those ride for right now. I'll probably release one more. And then after I release that, I'm just going to put this quick EP together, let everybody see my talents and stuff like that. It's probably going to be more like a 6-song EP. Give everybody a chance to vibe out, see what my music talents are. And then after that, I'm going to try to aim with trying to get an album out sometime by the spring or the first part of the summer, causing how busy my schedule is going to be. So please believe I am going to be busy with podcasting, the music. I'm definitely going to be glued to my desk. And not to mention, I got some other projects in my house that I have to do too. So please be with me and say a prayer for me to get all this accomplished. But in the meantime, guys, I am monetized. I got a new host server that I am working with to host my podcast. Please, guys, do me a favor. Anytime I have any ads or I talk about anything about any of the things that I got going on with my brand deals, please support, take advantage of that, take advantage of these ads as well, because it pays the bills. Also, too, please share. We are getting bigger by the day. We are now into very heavily in Singapore. We're getting very heavily in Germany, and we're getting very heavily in the UK and the United States. So please, guys, continue to share so we can build, so we can add more countries, more continents, and, be nationwide with this thing, worldwide with this thing. All right, enough of me talking, and let's jump in to today's episode, because I don't think you came to hear me give you a million things, this, that, and the third to talk about. So give me one moment here. Let me pull up my handy dandy situation here. Let's see here. So we're going to go into with this story here. We're going to go into the suburbs of Georgia. And this is a case that is a straight nightmare. It's got domestic drama, and it also have a cold-blooded killing and a twist that even Hollywood couldn't script without getting called out for being over the top. Now, if you're not able to handle this type of topic, please go ahead on, dismiss yourself now. You can not hear this podcast at all for this episode and check out my others. So with that being stated, this is my viewer discretion that I'm advising you here. Now, with that being out the way, we're going to be talking about a lovely lady named Danielle Marshall from Powder Springs, Georgia. A young mother that had a promising life, smart, intelligent, came from a good family, loved her baby, and just loved her family. But unfortunately, somebody had so much anger against this young lady that they decided to take her life, not only in the privacy of her own home, but right in front of her child, who was left having to crawl through their mother's blood and body. And the person that wound up doing it, well, let's just say that sometimes the people that you think that's supposed to protect you and love you the most is always the people that are out to get you the fastest, if you catch my drift. With that being said, let's buckle up and let's jump into this episode. So let's start with the victim, because folks, Danielle Marshall was more than just a statistic. In fact, rest in peace to Miss Danielle Marshall. She was a real person with dreams, a job, and a little girl who lit up her world. Miss Danielle Marshall came in this world ready to go and ready to make things happen May 15th, 1989, right here in Georgia. By 2013, she's 23. She's living in Powder Springs, a sleepy town about 20 miles from Atlanta. I mean, you got to think about it. Picket fences over there, cul-de-sac, the kind of place where murders, that don't happen. That's like blasphemy. Danielle shared a house on Palmino Drive with her mother, Gloria. She's working at Goodwill, hustling to make ends meet, and raising her 9-month-old daughter that is the light of her life, Eva. And where's Eva Dale? Oh well, that's where the bullshit starts. Enter Joshua Maurice Gibson, a co-worker that turned into her baby daddy, who wound up turning to be the biggest mistake of her life. Now, from Gloria Marshall, which is Danielle's mother, she stated verbatim, Danielle was full of life. Y'all, smart, funny, wanted to be a nurse someday. Eva was her everything. She just beamed holding that baby. Again, these are words from her mother, Gloria Marshall. Now let's talk about her and the baby daddy relationship. You guessed it, textbook toxic. Started off sweet and innocent in 2011, but 16 months in, the police already got like 11 calls for domestic type of stuff and fights that would turn physical. And those threats, man, this Joshua character even pulled a gun once, alleged. No charges stuck back then. And you know why. Possibly because she either didn't want to pursue or he talked her out of dropping them. You know how these guys do that like to get handsy with the women. But the red flags were waving like crazy in a hurricane on the coast, on the southeastern coast. See, by January 2013, they have decided by that time that they just can't be together. They just got to split up, okay? Because it's just too toxic. But they decided that co-parenting Eva would be the best thing to do. But see, here's the thing about guys like Joshua. When you say co-parenting, in his mind, that means I still have the authority or the power to smash you when I want to and do what I want. I don't give a damn about no co-parenting. What are you talking about? I don't understand that, girl. The only co-parenting we gonna be doing is when I slide through to do what I want to do to you. And the adult side, if you feel me. And let me tell you, when you're dealing with someone like that, it always comes with jealousy. You got no control issues. And let's don't forget, he got to throw another woman in the mix. You guessed it, the new girlfriend, who was named Gina, by the way. Now, it was already known. She could not stand Danielle. I'm talking about her and Danielle could not stand each other so bad that one time when she was about to get off work, that Gina confronted Danielle about basically still having fun with Joshua's third leg, if you get my drift. And Danielle stood on business like, yeah, bitch, I'm still fucking him because, we got a baby together. And if he wants to drop it off, I'm going to ride it, basically. And boy, you know how that go. They start getting into it, a little physical. And then when Gina tried to leave the scene, that's when Danielle basically was behind the car, I guess maybe trying to get her attention or maybe said something out the way to her. She backed up and tried to get Danielle at first. Danielle was able to move out the way, but Danielle went in front of the car, which I don't know why Danielle did that. I guess to be like, nah, bitch, you got the balls, go and hit me. And she did. She hit her. Now, again, there were no charges. Alleged. It was an alleged move that happened, no charges, and that was that. But Danielle finally decided that enough was enough, and she decided that she was going to try to move on. So she decided to go on online dating, focusing on her kid. But still, her past was in the shadows and it was definitely creeping in. Now here comes January 14th, 2013. It's about 1:15 a.m. It's a cold Georgia night. 911 gets a call that'll chill your bones, even the hardest person in the room. Now, this is how the call went. 911 emergency. Yeah, my baby mom, I was on the phone with her. I heard a gunshot. I drove over. She's on the floor. Blood everywhere. Send help quick. That caller, you guessed it, Joshua Gibson, 25 at the time. He says they're chatting. Boom, gunshot. He rushes to her place, finds the back door unlocked, Danielle in the kitchen curled up in a pool of her blood. Gloria's asleep upstairs, oblivious. And Eva, the baby's crawling around the scene, innocent as it can be, but you can't make this bullshit up. Seeing an infant at a murder scene, crawling in her mother's blood. That's heartbreaking. Now, when the cops roll up there at Powder Springs PD, this small town that really don't have but maybe 1 or 2 homicides a year. This one right here kind of got to him a little bit more than usual. Because Danielle's been pistol whipped bad. Then she was shot point blank in the head. No burglary signs, nothing stolen. It was personal and it was brutal. Gruesome. No forced entry. And this is coming from the trees. John Robinson knew the victim for sure. So basically, Chief John Robinson like, listen, somebody had to know this person. And for her to just let somebody in like this, she had to know him. So they went and they talked to, old Josh Gibson, his old, I don't know what's going on ass. And they like, yo, bro, you hear your baby crying and you hear the gunshots while you was on the phone with her. Why didn't you just check around the whole house and see if everything's safe? Now, mind you, Josh is a big guy. He's not no small guy. His excuse was, well, I'll just wait for y'all guys to get there. Nigga, listen, no offense, but if my kid is crying, I'm on the phone with his mother or her mother at the time when I was away from said house that I'm visiting, and all of a sudden I hear gunshots. Buddy, listen, I'm going to call the police, but if I'm going to check and see if there's a way I can get into that house and make sure my baby girl is safe. That's for one. And for two, I'm trying to figure out if my baby mama is safe. So yeah, he seemed like to me he was full of shit from the start. Joshua's story has holes. Now, he mentioned his car got shot up 2 weeks prior on New Year's Eve. The bullet hole and all. But let's don't forget that. Let's keep that in our memory. It's going to be important later. Because the ballistics is definitely going to come back to haunt him about that. So, let's talk about more of the investigation. So this investigation is now kicking off, right? Now the investigator is named Lane Cadwell, now the chief. They grill everyone. They ask questions from Gloria. The friends of said Miss Danielle Marshall, they're asking Josh especially everything that they need to know about the habits and lifestyle of Danielle Marshall. Now, phone records match his call story. A little bit. Because the cell pings put him close, but, they can't nail it down. It basically just say, close as in a mile or 2 mile radius. The online dating leads. They checked it. Well, there was one that kind of sparked their interest. A young man, which I forgot the young man's name, but they said that he was very, very interested in getting with Danielle Marshall. This young man had it together. He ain't had no kids. He didn't have no extra woman on the side. He was a good boy. A good man, Savannah. But see, Danielle didn't want that. Danielle still had hope for her baby father, Joshua Gibson. Because she didn't want her baby to be raised in a split home where she would be a mother that would be single raising a child. And Josh definitely let it on thick to her, like, yeah, girl, every time, you had my baby for me. Now, meanwhile, during this time, Gina wasn't feeling all this. But we'll get back to that too. Now, get back to the young man's story. The young man that they investigated that she met online wound up saying that even though he wanted to go further in the relationship, again, Danielle was not feeling it. Danielle basically told him, I still love my baby father. And it just ain't gonna work. Now, he said he felt rejected, but hurt her, not his style. He said he understood that, hey, they got a kid together, it is what it is. Moving on. They take the bullet that they got from Joshua's car. Because remember now, Joshua said he got shot. Now let me tell you the backstory to that. Joshua claimed that he got shot at while going to his aunt's house to check the mail. Like some dude just pulled up and just shot at him. He thinking that maybe it might have been one of his baby mama male rivals. They found out where he was at and they wanted to show him better than they could tell him that, hey, she gonna be mine regardless. Which we already know that is some far-fetched shit, because I don't think that any guy that goes to that level of obsession before even starting to know the girl good, that is definitely scary. But anyway, it did match the one at the scene from the same gun. Now, police trying to figure out, was this car shooting a fake out? To plant evidence or something? Well, my bullshit level is at expert rating that it may be a combination of both. But again, let's keep going. So now, investigator Caldwell stated verbatim. Personal rage, the beating before the shot, it's just not random. So, Investigator Caldwell is like, ain't no way. This is just some random, I just roll up and this happened. This gotta be someone personal. This is not no stranger. This is someone she knows. We just gotta figure it out. So again, the case goes cold by late 2013. The family holds vigils, begs for tips. Gloria is now raising Eva, fighting for the answers of what in the world happened to her precious daughter and how she was going to be able to explain to her granddaughter what happened to her mother. Now it's 2 years down the road. It's 2015. All right. Well, actually, it's how many years down the road here? Yeah. All right. 2 years down the road. It's 2015. Right. And Cobb County Cold Case Unit, they jump in and they re-interview a buddy of Joshua's. Now, this guy, I forgot the guy's name per se, but they had talked to him before. Now, he had said about, he wasn't involved, he didn't do this and do that. Well, there's this thing called cell phone technology, and it don't lie. And the cell phone technology put him all over the area where Danielle is at. So when you go from saying you wasn't there to now there's proof saying your phone was there, one or two things happen. Either A, someone stole your phone that was close to Danielle and trying to frame you, or you done lied to the cops and you know your ass was in the area during the time or close to the time that things popped off the way this girl lost her life. Now, Joshua Buddy said, listen, okay, I lied. All right, let me tell you what really happened, right? He was like, that Joshua called him up and said, hey, bro, I done talked to my baby mama. She ready to do some freak off shit. So Josh is like, wait a minute, freak off? What Joshua Buddy like, freak off shit? What are you talking about? Man, she ready to get piped down by you and me both. Okay? She ready to do some train work, baby. So I tell you what, I'm going to pick you up. We going to head out there and we going to get it in. So, yeah, like any young man that is in his early or mid 20s or 20s at all that is single or don't have any obligations in no relationship, to hear that you got this good looking girl that wants to give you the time of your life and take care of you and your homeboy, and it's your homeboy's girl and there's no repercussions, yeah, it's a dream come true. So when Josh and his friend get there, the vibe did not feel like she was ready. Because as soon as he said he came through the door, Danielle's response was, what the hell is your boy doing here? So that's when Josh proceeded to talk to her in private, I guess, to tell her, hey, my boy came through because, he took the kids to bed, the kid to bed. We about to get nasty. You know what I'm saying? We finna make this the most best event ever. And knowing Danielle being as classy as she was, she probably looked at him and said, have you lost your damn mind? I am not one of those type of women. You know this. You need to try that shit with Gina. So after hearing that, Josh basically told his buddy, hey man, she not ready for that. So that's when he came up with the idea, all right, Let's dip out. So Josh's friend dip. But see, Joshua goes and take his boy back to his spot and then head back over towards Danielle. Now, they looking at phone traces that link to Gina's number, which was confirmed. Which the hate was always confirmed. Because when they talked about this number, Gina did admit, like, yo, I did not like this woman at all. Okay? It was always drama. She was always trying to take my man away from me. And the police was like, so you was cool with your man going there in the middle of the night all the time, going to see his baby and his baby mama? Her response again was his schedule was crazy. He worked in the daytime. And the way his schedule worked in the daytime, he only could see them in the middle of the night. So, I was cool with it. Now, that was the word said by her. So, the domestic history seals it. Because on September 11, 2015, with Joshua lying to the cops and thinking he'd get out of everything, he was arrested for murder, assault, firearm charges. Then in jail, he allegedly decided that he wanted to play boss. That's right, crime boss. But let me tell you how they pinned him down, though. Because I know you're still asking and wondering, well, if he went back over there, but his cell phone said he was at home with his girl, how did he was able for them to bust it down? Well, you got to understand, when you live in an area that they lived at in Atlanta everywhere got plate readers. They got cameras. Even in those little suburban, like, sleepy bedroom towns. So his vehicle was shown driving through the area that he claimed that he left for finally for good. That's all the police needed to seal his fate, to say, hey, you lied, man. You was there. So after all this going on, he decided that one of the witnesses got to go. So he tried to get an inmate that he befriended with in jail to do it for him. Like a hit. Like, yo, man, you about to get out. You know what I'm saying? I need you to get rid of this joke. Because they going to hurt my case. You know, the witness got to go. Do whatever you got to do. The witness got to go. So now he's got solicitation, perjury. I mean, it gets worse. So now here we are, January 2018. All right, so this is 5 years since the murder of Danielle. Cobb Superior Court DA Vic Reynolds lays it out: premeditated jealousy or custody grab. Defense, robbery, or jealous date. The jury was not buying. Then there's that wild moment where Joshua tries to plead guilty, then slaps his lawyer in court. Which is crazy, because why are you going to slap your lawyer for pleading guilty? I mean, you knew what the odds was against you. Then on February 9th, 2018, he's guilty of all counts of murder, assault, false reporting, child cruelty, the whole works. And the judge, the DA said it best: premeditated evil, justice served. So he gets sentenced life without parole, plus 5. Families relieved. Gloria speaks with tears flowing, saying now she knows that her granddaughter is safe and justice has been served. At least that's what they thought, that this was the end of Joshua. Hell. That's when it gets crazy. Joshua immediately started doing the appeal process. Y'all know how that goes when they get life in prison. Non-stop. The evidence was too strong. But then there comes the big bullshit that we talk about on this channel. Joshua decided that since the appeals wasn't working, he was stuck in a cell, he had no more freedom, he couldn't control nobody in prison. Couldn't control nobody because he learned something real quick. Because see, in prison, you can't control people. It don't work that way. You got a lot of different types of characters that's more grimier than you. So when you thinking you're doing the mind game, they're mind gaming you. I mean, look at what happened to him on the whole, trying to be slick. But anyway, Joshua tried suicide in prison. He jumps off a railing off a second story and falls, just falls down. Now, however he fell, it caused him to have a brain bleed. And sometime or another, it really does not say, but he died between 2018 and 2020. Some people think that he was kept alive maybe through machines for maybe a little while. Some think that maybe it was, touch and go, and it got worse. Either way, by 2020, he was in the upper room. Now, let's talk about more in depth about how this happened and how he was able to try to do this. So, a lot of people want to know at first, was the suicide real or was it true? Was it BS? Well, the BS meter is pinging hard. Maybe the TV show personalized a failed attempt, or perhaps privacy laws keep inmates' deaths quiet unless foul play. But again, nothing. And now we have to think about the victims and their family. Because now the grandmother has to step in and take care of the kids take care of this sweet child until she become of age. Sad, man. Really sad. So if you are a victim of DV and you are in trouble, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-799-7233. Again, 1-800-799-7233. Now, before I end, I know y'all want me to tell y'all my complete opinion about this whole case. All right. So I'm going to drop it down in segments here. Segment 1 was old boy trying to plan to make this 911 call. The 911 call sounded suspect from the jump. You are going to make a 911 call telling someone that you heard gunshots while you was on the phone with your girl, okay? And then when you get there, you don't try to find a way to get in to check on your baby and check on the girl, your girl that you be messing with on and off. And then when you get confronted about this, your excuse is, I didn't want to mess up anything. Bruh, it doesn't matter. Your child is screaming bloody murder. you should be trying to see if nobody's not hurting that child or anything like that. So yeah, I already knew that right there made it look weak, very weak. The second thing that bothered me about this story was how the friend did not read between the lines that he was being used as a prop too. Because what woman that you know, if her man has got his homeboy to come through so y'all can have a play date, 9 times out of 10, that woman already know about the play date. Like, y'all have discussed it. She is ready to give it her all. So I knew right then that was definitely suspect. And the friend should have knew right then that something was not right. Even though he did say he was ready to bounce. And last but not least is the whole getting back to this guy, the criminal, putting a hit out on the witnesses. Bruh, on a witness. Dude, are you crazy? You can never trust a inmate to do a hit for you. Inmates take all information that you tell them that are illegal or possibly illegal and use it for their own advantage to get cut time. This is what they do. And you can't blame them for that. I mean, that's why so many of them get sweet deals. They are known to be professional snitches. So yeah, that was so bizarre to me. That was just so weird. And then last but not least, I gotta talk about the women. And I'm not victim blaming here. I'm just trying to bring awareness to the situation for all young ladies out there and young men who are possibly in this situation themselves. If you supposed to be co-parenting with your baby mama or baby daddy, that does not mean that every time they come through to see their child, baby mama or baby daddy, that it's time to play hide the sausage in the bun. A lot of these relationships I see that get toxic because y'all don't know how to separate and stand on business about we are supposed to be in unison about protecting the child because our relationship is no more. It didn't work. You know it don't work. So why quit going back to something? You know what the definition of insanity? Insanity, that definition is when you keep trying to you keep doing the same thing over and over again and want a different result. You know what the result was with this guy. Every time he smashed and you smash with him, it's caused chaos. He goes back to his girl. His girl knew that y'all smashing. I mean, and then it done got to the point that he felt in his mind you was also his girl. So, oh yeah, I can sleep with a whole girlfriend at my house, but you better not have no whole dude in the house or it's going to be some problems. So yes, personally, I felt like that Danielle should have listened to an older person that could have really told her the game, real life game. Like, this is not it. I mean, that's toxic. Toxic to its finest. Because the way it was headed, one thing was going to happen. Either it was going to be her getting hurt, or it would have been that girl Gina getting hurt. Because the toxic level was to the roof. Now, they said that he never provided a motive on why he got rid of this girl. But I think I know why he got rid of this girl. I think the reason why he got rid of his baby mama because he was tired. He was tired of living a double life because he finally realized when she wouldn't do that threesome with him that okay, I can do away with her. Sad, man. It really is. But anyway, like I said before, thank y'all for so much for tuning in. And I want to say once again to the victim, rest in peace to Miss Danielle Marshall. You did not deserve this. And I hope and pray that I did your story justice. If you are still locked into me and you want to continue to hear more bangers like this, definitely check out my Patreon. Check out all my social media links because, like I said, starting very soon, all of the good stuff that I can't put on Spotify and these other stations will definitely be there. All right, until next time, y'all take it easy. Y'all know what it is. I'm out.